All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. Today I've got with me Ty Akker, who's our VP of Product Strategy, and he's the author of a white paper about GIS mobility, and I wanted to get him on today to talk to you about certain benefits of mobility for your field workers, and just talk a little bit about the challenges that that poses. So, Ty, maybe you could take a few minutes and introduce yourself.
Sure. Ty Akker. I'm responsible for product strategy at Critigen. We've really been focused on delivering mobile GIS out to field crews, and in particular doing that in a way that's connected to the work order management system so that that whole experience is seamless to that field worker. We don't want them to have to be trained in a heavy way or have to learn GIS. This should just all be an intuitive, simple process for them. So that's been our guiding principle.
Excellent. So you got a lot of experience in this, and so what I'm hoping is that as we introduce this white paper to the folks listening today, that they'll be able to access a resource that will provide a great benefit to them as they embark on this journey. So Ty, maybe I could get you to explain the difference between a GIS-centric app and a work order management-centric app.
Sure. Out in the market today, there's lots of mobile GIS apps that have a variety of different capabilities. There's also a number of really good work order management apps that are targeted at specific industries. They're really good at the workflows and processes associated with work management. Some of them have tried to integrate GIS, but they have all under-recognized how challenging it can be to do mobile GIS well, particularly mobile GIS that can go offline.
So give me a couple of examples of why that can be so challenging.
Sure. There's a huge volume of data with mobile GIS that you've got to account for, and a lot of the solutions that do fine with tabular work order data don't handle GIS data particularly well. Similarly, we see some of those GIS apps trying to do some work order management on their own, and there are a lot of long cycle work type things that don't work particularly well or haven't been built into those GIS apps, and the data models between the work order management system and the GIS are just fundamentally different, where work orders are intended to be dealing with work that's constantly changing in status. GIS is primarily designed for assets, at least in those scenarios, assets that are relatively fixed and long longevity.
That makes sense. So are there a lot of different organizations, say utilities, local governments, that are struggling with these problems, like trying to do too much with one app?
Oh, definitely. You see most of the work order management systems push out a Google map or something similar to that. They don't work offline. They're not able to pull in all your asset data and show them in the context of environmental information and your technician's location. That makes it hard for them to actually locate the actual asset that they're supposed to be working on. And on the flip side, you end up with GIS apps trying to do work order management. They end up with work order data that ends up conflicting with what's coming out of the work order management system or the work order app that's also on their mobile device.
Right, those can be real problems, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these things that you're just talking about now, these are all included in your white paper. Is that not true?
Yep, I've got a discussion of those things in the white paper, and we talk about some of the things that GIS tied to the work order app, really how those provide benefit, and where where you can look in terms of ROI and other things to justify costs associated with connecting those two. But having them separate, like they've been in the past as paper maps or even online only maps, certainly have some benefit, but when we get online or electronic GIS data distributed, you get much richer data. You get the ability to do a lot of auditing kinds of things and help technicians really get directed onto the right assets so they're doing the right work in the right place. You also end up saving a whole bunch of back office production costs and other things. You provide data back to the office in an electronic format. So the benefit isn't only on the field worker side.
Okay, great. Well, so what I'm thinking, Ty, is that this white paper could be a real benefit for anyone who's trying to put in place mobility for their field workers, and maybe help with planning, budgeting, things like that. Do you see that?
Definitely, that's the intent.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this little short chat that we're having. Anyone who's watching this, you can click on the link. It'll take you to our website where you can download a copy of Ty's white paper, and we're hoping that you find great value in that. Thanks today, Ty. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it. Good opportunity to talk. Thanks.
Great.